The case that I'm about to share with you is one of the most astonishing examples of how technology and innovative thinking can crack even the most baffling crimes. On November 16, 1996, a shocking murder took place in Chicago's South Loop neighborhood, leaving behind a trail of questions that would haunt investigators for years to come. The victim was 22-year-old Catherine Katie Smith, a graduate student at DePaul University, who was found brutally stabbed to death outside her apartment building. The investigation that followed was one of the most extensive in Chicago's history, involving over 100 detectives, forensic experts, and specialized teams from across the country. The killer left behind no DNA evidence, fingerprints, or other physical clues, making it seem like an impossible case to crack. Yet, after years of tireless work by the investigators, a breakthrough finally came, thanks to a rather unexpected source: elevator footage. On that fateful day in 1996, Katie had stepped into the lobby of her apartment building and taken the elevator to the fourth floor. Unbeknownst to her, the elevator's security cameras were recording every movement she made from the moment she entered until she reached her destination. What happened next would change the course of the investigation forever. The footage showed that just 1 minute and 22 seconds after Katie left the elevator on the fourth floor, a suspect entered the same elevator, wearing a distinctive black leather jacket with yellow stripes. This footage was recorded on November 16, 1996, at exactly 9:52 p.m. The significance of this timing cannot be overstated. In the days following Katie's murder, investigators reviewed the elevator footage numerous times but failed to notice anything out of the ordinary. It wasn't until years later that a re-examination of the tape revealed crucial details that had been missed initially. What they saw was the suspect wearing a distinctive black leather jacket with yellow stripes, an item that would later become a crucial piece of evidence. The investigation into Katie Smith's murder was one of the most extensive in Chicago's history, involving over 100 detectives, forensic experts, and specialized teams from across the country. Despite tireless efforts, no leads seemed promising, and it began to look like the case would go cold forever. In this section, we'll explore how investigators used every tool at their disposal, including advanced forensic techniques, surveillance footage, and even profiling, yet still failed to crack the case. We'll also examine the pressure they faced from the media, Katie's family, and the community as a whole. The investigation was led by Commander Richard Brzezinski, a seasoned detective with over 20 years of experience. He assembled a team of experts in every field imaginable, from forensic analysis to profiling. Together, they scoured the city for any lead that might bring them closer to catching Katie's killer. But despite their best efforts, nothing seemed to work. The case went cold, and investigators were left with more questions than answers. How could someone commit such a heinous crime without leaving behind even a single DNA strand? Was this a random act of violence or something more sinister? As we delve deeper into the investigation, it becomes clear that the lack of leads was not due to incompetence but rather the complexity and brutality of the crime itself. It's a sobering reminder that no matter how skilled law enforcement may be, sometimes even the most advanced technology cannot crack every case. Now let's move on to Section 2, the breakthrough that changed everything. It wasn't until years after Katie's murder that investigators finally got their big break, courtesy of an unexpected source: elevator footage. The breakthrough came when a re-examination of the tape revealed crucial details that had been missed initially. The breakthrough came when investigators re-watched the tape with fresh eyes. They noticed that just 1 minute and 22 seconds after Katie left the elevator on the fourth floor, a suspect entered the same elevator, wearing a distinctive black leather jacket with yellow stripes. At first, it seemed like nothing more than a fleeting moment in an otherwise ordinary day. But as investigators began to focus on this new lead, they realized its immense potential. The suspect's clothing, in particular, caught their attention, and for good reason. The black leather jacket with yellow stripes had become a crucial piece of evidence, one that would eventually lead investigators straight to the killer's doorstep. It's a testament to how sometimes it takes an outsider's perspective or new eyes to spot what was previously overlooked. Let's proceed to Section 3, the forensic analysis that changed everything. The breakthrough in elevator footage led investigators to re-examine other evidence, including forensic analysis of the crime scene and any potential DNA samples. In this section, we'll explore how forensic experts used advanced techniques to analyze the evidence, and what they found. We'll delve into the world of forensic science, where experts use cutting-edge technology to analyze hair, fibers, and even microscopic particles. The case against Katie's killer would ultimately rely on a combination of these findings, but only after investigators had narrowed down their search to one key suspect. One crucial piece of evidence that emerged was a DNA sample found near the crime scene. Initially, investigators couldn't match it to anyone in their database, leading them to believe they might be dealing with an outsider. However, further analysis revealed something surprising. This DNA matched someone who had previously been interviewed as a witness. As we'll explore later, this seemingly innocent individual would eventually be exposed as the mastermind behind Katie's murder. But for now, let's focus on how forensic experts pieced together the evidence to create a compelling case against their prime suspect. The forensic analysis was a painstaking process, involving multiple teams of experts working around the clock. They used advanced techniques such as DNA sequencing and hair analysis to build a comprehensive picture of what happened that fateful night. As we progress through this section, it becomes clear just how crucial the forensic analysis was in building a case against Katie's killer. We'll examine the specific findings and how they helped investigators pinpoint their prime suspect, setting them on a path towards justice. In the next section, Section 4, the unexpected prime suspect. We've already mentioned that an individual who had been interviewed as a witness matched the DNA found near the crime scene. But what we haven't revealed is the shocking truth about this person's involvement in Katie's murder. This individual was someone who had claimed to have seen nothing on the night of the murder, yet their DNA and other evidence would eventually implicate them directly in Katie's death. We'll explore how investigators gathered enough evidence to bring charges against this suspect, and what ultimately led to their downfall. As we delve into the details of this case, it becomes clear just how carefully investigators had to tread. They knew that if they misstepped or overlooked even a single detail, they might never crack the case. The individual in question was someone who seemed innocuous at first glance, but upon closer inspection revealed a sinister motive and calculated behavior. Investigators would later describe them as a chameleon-like figure, capable of adapting their appearance to evade suspicion. We'll examine how investigators built a comprehensive picture of this suspect's involvement using evidence from multiple sources, including eyewitness accounts, forensic findings, and even online activity. Their prime suspect was someone who had initially seemed like an unlikely candidate. Yet, it was only when they dug deeper into the suspect's background that they discovered a web of deceit and manipulation that went far beyond a simple murder. As we near the end of this section, it becomes clear just how crucial this prime suspect would become in unraveling the entire mystery surrounding Katie's death. In our final section, Section 5, Justice Served. The case against Katie's killer was finally starting to take shape. But it wasn't until investigators uncovered a hidden motive that they were able to crack the code and bring their prime suspect to justice. We'll examine the key moments in the trial when investigators presented their findings, and what ultimately led to a guilty verdict. We'll also look at the impact of this case on law enforcement practices and how it paved the way for future innovations in forensic science. For years, investigators had been searching for any lead that might bring them closer to catching Katie's killer. But it wasn't until they uncovered a hidden motive that they were able to piece together the entire puzzle. The motive was something that no one could have anticipated, but made complete sense once you understood its context. This revelation changed everything, and investigators knew they had finally found what they needed to bring their prime suspect to justice. As we reach the end of this narrative, it's essential to reflect on just how remarkable this case was in every respect. From the initial investigation to the final trial, investigators showed unwavering dedication and perseverance in solving Katie Smith's murder. Their work serves as a testament to human ingenuity and the power of collaboration, where experts from multiple fields came together to bring justice to a victim's family.